Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about something I've never really talked about much here on my channel before, and that is candles and just kind of artificial fragrances that you would use in your home in general, and how they can have some like pretty awful effects on the body and on our health. I actually did an Instagram live about this a little while ago when I originally kind of came across this information, because pretty much I was just astonished and felt the need to share and let other people know about this. And the reaction was pretty crazy to the Instagram live. People couldn't believe it, just like I couldn't believe it when I originally found out. So I thought it'd be a good idea just to kind of make a video here on my channel so that it lives on forever, and people can always, come back to it or share it with their friends and family. So today we're going to be talking all about candles and why you want to get them the heck out of your house. So the main reason that candles are bad is because they are filled with artificial fragrances. So whether it's, a candle, or it could be a plug-in, or, air freshener that you use in your house that has artificial fragrances, they're all going to be bad. But in this video, I'm just kind of focusing on candles because don't we all, love to go to Bath and Body Works and stock up on a bunch of candles, especially when they're on sale, and then you bring these home and you fill your house with them, and they're just literally ruining your air quality. And I gotta say, I always bought them. Like, I would always go every fall, every Christmas, definitely I would go and stock up and pick out a few candles. But literally every time, I would hardly ever light them because they gave me the worst headaches ever. Like, within minutes of lighting a candle, my head was pounding. So I never used them, but for some reason, because it's the thing to do, and we just love being festive and getting these fall scented or maybe holiday scented candles, we go and buy them anyway. And not only were they giving me a headache, but they were ruining the air quality in my home. So it's just So I looked at some different studies regarding artificial fragrance and indoor air pollution because I like science, I like research, and I'm going to be linking all of those down below. I'll also just be talking about them more in detail in this video. But basically, overall, from all the studies I looked at, the reason artificial fragrance is so bad is because they release VOCs, or volatile organic compounds. And these VOCs can basically just wreak havoc on, obviously, our respiratory systems because we're breathing these fragrances in, but also cardiovascular, so our heart, endocrines, which is all of our hormones, which is so important, and also our nervous system. So basically, VOCs are these ultrafine particles that can infiltrate our body and kind of just damage our organs. So majority of the ingredients or the chemicals used in these artificial fragrances to actually create the fragrances are mostly undisclosed, meaning these companies are protected and therefore they don't have to disclose to consumers what chemicals are actually in there. And many of them are volatile and actually can really, really damage our bodies. In one of the studies I was looking at, it said that less than 10% of volatile ingredients are actually disclosed on labels, which is absurd. That's such a low number. And in any given fragrance, there is likely over 100 chemicals, including, I have it written down, terpenes, terpenoids, ethanol, formaldehyde, phthalates, so all just really awful compounds that we are breathing in from our favorite, seasonal scents that are lit in our homes. But what's even worse is not only are all these chemicals being emitted from, your favorite pumpkin or sugar donut or, Christmas scented candle, I don't know, whatever your favorite is, not only are all of these chemicals, filling your air, they're also interacting with the air. So they can interact with, for example, ozone compounds, and then they make secondary pollutants. So not only are the candles releasing pollutants, once they are actually in our homes, they're creating even more pollutants. So it's just it's just awful. This is just crazy, right? When you go to light a candle, you don't think about air pollution and indoor air quality and the fact that this is ruining your heart and your lungs and your hormones. It's just absolutely crazy. And I know that they're habitual and they're festive and they're traditional and they make your home cozy, but really think about all the drawbacks of them. And not only are you breathing this in, but your kids are breathing this in, your pets are breathing all of this in, your significant other, your roommate, whoever lives with you, you lighting that candle, you're subjecting them to all of these potential health impacts. And it's just it's just really sad. In one of the studies, again, I'm going to link all these down below, but the one by Steinemann, it just came out in 2017, so very recent. But this study suggested that the use of artificial fragrances in the home correlates with migraines, asthma attacks, dermatitis, which is eczema, infant diarrhea and earache, which breaks my heart, neurological problems, and ventricular fibrillation, which is basically when your heart is not beating properly, when you have some kind of disturbance in the rhythm of your heart. That's serious. And then another study by Bertolon et al. This one came out in 2015. This study looked specifically at particle size from, various different home fragrances that people might use. And it actually looked at them like in lung tissue. So once people were exposed to these different fragrances, they looked at their lungs, and they actually found that these VOCs were in deep lung tissue right up against where all of your blood vessels are. There are so many blood vessels and capillaries in your lungs because that is how oxygen gets into your blood, through your lungs. So all of these VOCs were found right in that deep lung tissue, so very, very accessible to your blood, and therefore, we can, at least suggest that there is a very good chance that these VOCs are not only affecting your lung tissue, but they are getting in your blood and they are going all throughout your body, these volatile compounds. So I am sure that this all sounds very scary, and frankly it is, but what's even scarier is a lot of the symptoms or adverse effects on our organs from artificial fragrances take years to manifest. So, you may not even know that a candle can be causing X, Y, and Z health issue because it's something that you've always used and it's never given you like an immediate concern or immediate problem. But in the background, it can be doing all of this, underlying damage in your body. And it's just really scary. So as you can imagine, after I, acquired all of this new information and knowledge regarding artificial fragrances and indoor air quality, I threw out all of my candles. Ditch them completely because there is just no need to have that amount of, that level of toxicity in my home if I don't need it. And you may be wondering, well, I still want my home to smell cozy and, Christmassy or like pumpkins in the fall or, whatever it is. And there is a safe alternative. You don't have to use candles. You can use essential oils, people. However, there is a huge caveat to using essential oils to add fragrances to your home. A, not all essential oils are created equal, and two, there's hardly any regulations on oils. So for example, you only have to have 5% of an essential oil in the bottle in order to claim that it is 100% of that essential oil, which is absolutely nuts. So for example, you find lavender, you hop on Amazon or you go to your local health food store like Whole Foods and you get your essential oils there. Guess what? There's likely, since they're so cheap, there's likely going to be very, very little of that actual essential oil in there. For example, maybe only 5%. And what is that other 95%? Not only is it going to be fillers and chemical extenders, it's going to have artificial fragrance. Because think about it, if you only have 5% of lavender essential oil in a bottle, that's going to be insanely diluted and it's not going to smell like lavender at all. So how are they going to make it smell like lavender? So if you're going to get essential oils at all, you've got to get the real deal because getting a cheap one off of Amazon or Whole Foods or even on various sites online, if they're inexpensive oils, they're not going to be pure. It's just common sense. And it's going to be pretty much no different than lighting an artificially fragranced candle that you get from, Bath & Body Works than using some cheapo oil that you found on some random website online. It's not going to be any different because it's artificial fragrance either way. So personally, I choose Young Living oils. You can see my diffuser back there. I have them all over my house now. They are going all day long. And yes, I make amazing fall scents or Christmas scents, and I'm able to make my home cozy and festive and have all of the scents of the season without any of those health drawbacks. So not only am I not getting all of those nasty health drawbacks, I'm actually getting benefits on top of that, just aside from my house smelling festive and lovely, because Young Living's oils are therapeutic grade, not just fragrance grade like the ones that you're going to find on Amazon and in Whole Foods and on the cheap websites. So not only does my house smell amazing, my body is being supported in a million different ways depending on what oils I use. So it really is an amazing thing, and it's been such an eye-opening journey for me getting into oils and just being more cognizant of not only, fragrances I'm using in my home, but also cleaning products, body care products, makeup, everything. It's just been really eye-opening. So if you guys, want oils, you want to get started, I'm telling you right now, if you're gonna do it at all, you have got to do it the real way. You've got to invest. You get what you pay for. Don't even waste money on cheap oils, honestly. It's save that money and, you know, continue to save up your money until you can get the real deal, because otherwise I honestly think it's a waste of money. But if you want to sign up, get your starter kit. That's how I started. I will leave a link down below to a post on my blog which tells you everything you need to know about getting started with oils. It's amazing. I will get you into our Facebook group so you can be in our community, but just go on, grab your premium starter kit. I swear to God, it will be the best decision you ever made. And while you're at it, add a bottle of Christmas Spirit to your order. It's only 10 bucks and it smells literally, it's the most Christmassy, amazing smell I've ever experienced. I love it, and I've been diffusing it actually like pretty much since I got it all the time, but now that it's November and Christmas is right around the corner, you know I'm going to be diffusing that bad boy every day. It's amazing. So that is all I have for this video. I hope that you guys learned something from it, and if you are a candle lover, I know it's hard to let them go, but trust me, get that toxic stuff out of your house. You do not want to be breathing that in, and if you can't do it for yourself, at least please do it for your kids and your pets, roommate, husband, boyfriend, whatever. Just get them out of your house. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already so you never miss any of my upcoming videos. And of course you can follow me on my socials so we can hang out on there. But that is it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Go throw out your candles and I will see you in the next video. Bye!